This guy is handling his case in the worst possible way. We just got a ton of new information involving Rekieta's case, including more responses from Rekieta on Instagram, how the search warrant itself was given, and the entirety of Lawtube getting pitted against each other as some side with Nick and some side against him. And Nick also making his alliances very, very clear by liking tweets, shitting on the people giving him criticism. So I covered all the initial information in my last two videos, and I suggest you guys watch those if you need to catch up, including Nick's original response. But he posted more responses on Instagram to random people giving him criticism in his replies, including one where he says, "I wish I could express that what people saw isn't what they think they saw. Obviously, I can't talk about my case yet. However, confirmation bias makes people see something they didn't actually see. You all saw something else, and I wish I could tell you more about it. I do appreciate and love the support. I actually think this may remedy the other issue in time as well. Peace and blessings to you." Now, I don't know what he could possibly be talking about that we saw that we didn't actually see or that wasn't actually there. In the last stream that he did before he got arrested, he very clearly came out with some kind of white powder residue on his nose from a bathroom break. And he was also obviously very much more jovial and energetic. I don't think anybody even denies that. But some other commentators gave him a little bit more pushback than just about him doing cocaine. And maybe this is where his anger is coming from. Margaret says, "Your house was raided. Drugs were found. Your children have been removed from your care. You could possibly go to prison. Wake up. Stop being a narcissistic loser. Both of you go to rehab." Now, to be completely fair, I don't know if his children have been removed from his care, but the rest of this is true. And Nick Rekieta responded with, "Eat shit. You know nothing about the situation. You're a parasitic pile of garbage. Go fuck yourself." So there's no promise of sobriety, no like, "I'm going to do better, but you're wrong about this." Just completely on the offense, I suppose. And someone replies pointing out, "You are in complete denial. You and your wife should be checking yourself into rehab, not fighting with people on Insta." To which Nick replies, "Checking yourself into rehab. Tell me you don't understand the justice system without telling me you don't understand the justice system." As if the only way that you can go into rehab is if you're prosecuted into it. I mean, okay, don't worry about rehabilitating yourself from a coke habit. Just double down and slap away anyone who tells you to do otherwise. Okay, I mean, that's the route you want to go, sure. But he also made this really funny post to someone who replied to him 18 weeks ago when they said, "My mom says you're her boyfriend. She loves you dearly. Just had to let you know." And he responded, "Aw, tell her I said thanks and hi." Then she says, "You made her day. She hasn't been well health-wise, and this cheered her up. Thanks, Nick. Never change." And I guess Nick remembered this from 18 weeks ago because he went to find this comment and replied to it again after he got out of jail. "Just so you know, I haven't changed. Maybe some obstacles have fallen on the path, but I'm still me in here." Why did he give a serious reply to this comment from like months ago? What? He was still thinking of Ellie's mom every day at night, just falling asleep, fantasizing about her. He had to go remind her, "It's still me. I'm still a good man. She's not gonna fuck you just because you've now spent a night in jail, bro." Okay. And then Rekieta responds, "That sounds like virgin talk, fam." I mean, this is just such a boomer interaction. I don't even, this is so stupid. But now we actually have the search warrant information that was given to us so we can see exactly what they used to justify searching Nick Rekieta's house. I'm gonna show all of it on screen if you want to pause and read any of it, but I'm just gonna look at the important parts here. And they show in this official document that the live stream itself was actually used as part of the warrant. They say, approximately 2:46 into the video, Nicholas leaves to go use the restroom. When he returns at 2:50, he appears to be making an excited look and has white powdery substances on his nose. And that it's believed he ingested this through his nasal cavity off camera. And I've seen a lot of people be like shocked that something like a live stream can be used to justify a search warrant or police investigation, as if doing something illegal on camera has just never resulted in that before. And sure, it's obviously drugs, which is not the same as these other examples I'm going to give, but if you were to do any kind of illegal activity like assault someone, own illegal weaponry, like have some sort of massive, supermassive bazooka on stream and you're just shooting it into a field, anything like this that gets into the hands of the police can be used to justify a warrant against you or to criminally prosecute you. And of course, to be fair, Nick could argue that the white substance on his nose was just something else. Obviously, they ended up actually finding cocaine, but if he wants to go the route that the warrant was unjustified in the first place, then all of the stuff that was found in the search would be dismissed. But the search warrant we're about to read uses a lot of other evidence to attempt to prove that Nick was doing drugs and his health was deteriorating. Now, another interesting part about this case is we get information on the alleged child abuse that took place, where the case writes, the reporter indicated that 4 people from their church had gone to him reporting neglect to the children, possible controlled substance use, and a questionable relationship with an additional couple, which would be that Steel Toe Morning Show guy's wife, April, who was also arrested. The case says it was reported that April may have been staying with the Rekietas, and the home was in disarray and cluttered. It was also reported from a church preschool teacher that the children had complained of being hungry, not being fed, and wearing the same clothes for 3 to 4 days at a time and would start to smell. It continues saying, Nicholas was reported to being lethargic and appearing high or drugged driving a car around. Another individual advised the reported that Nicholas will walk out randomly during sermons at church and have noticed behavioral changes in him, which I think is an interesting tidbit because if you remember from the last video, it was revealed that the pastor of the church he goes to was actually the mandatory reporter who reported the initial problems to the police. And so a lot of this seems to have stemmed from church, I guess. Maybe Nicholas has beef with people at the church, or maybe they just are looking out for his best interests. But he's going there, showing up, leaving. They say that his wife looked anorexic. He lost a substantial amount of weight. So it definitely seems to stem from that, from the church mostly. This part's interesting because they also say the individual described Nicholas having injection or track marks on his arms, which I also covered a little bit in my last video. And I'd be curious if this is an extra individual besides the cop who also alleged it. Because when Nicholas got arrested, apparently the cops also reported that they saw the same kind of things on his arms, which could be true, or it could also just be unrelated bruising, who knows? And just purely in the spirit of fairness, I'll also point this out, where Ethan Ralph tweets out, the same judge that Nicholas Rekieta trashed on air, Jennifer K. Fisher, was the one to sign the approval for the search warrant. So he trashed her on the 20th of May, and then she signed it on the 22nd, 2 days after the stream. And I might have this tidbit of information wrong, but I believe this judge knows about this because she's been presenting over other ongoing cases involving Nick Rekieta, so she knows about his internet stuff, obviously. And so it's entirely possible she may have seen this, and it's certainly possible there's a bias here from the judge. But regardless of whether there's a bias or not, obviously there was reports involving his children, there was stuff happening on stream involving illegal substances. So what is Jennifer going to do? Just ignore it when the search warrant is given to her? Obviously, I don't think so, but in the spirit of fairness, maybe this is something where the entire district is just out to get Nick Rekieta, from his church all the way up to the judge and the police involved. Maybe they just all hate Nick and they all are out to get him and it's not his fault. Maybe that's the case. I mean, I'm not really believing that, but who knows? Maybe he'll prove it in court. Lawtube has been all over the place about this whole story. In this clip from Legal Mindset, he talks about how Nick Rekieta has been messaging group chats vital information about his case, and he's begging Nick Rekieta to back off and stop. Just watch this clip.
And I'm not going to dox the DMs, but I'm going to tell you something that I know right now for a fact because I'm actually just looking at it right now. Nick is flipping out right now in private. And he is, I'm watching some DMs right now. He's going fucking nuts. Nick is going nuts. And I would expect that Nick may make some statements, which you probably shouldn't make, and may go live. But he is, I'm watching him right now live as we're speaking. I'm poking my eye over. He's going fucking crazy.
So yeah, apparently he's just going absolutely nuts, just leaking stuff in private group chats. But that's not all that Legal Mindset had to say. There's also this clip.
My suggestion, Nick, is shut the fuck up, get off of Twitter, get off of the internet, get off of locals, go over there and start talking about a plea deal. You're going to get a lot further than arguing with a bunch of people in dude, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Nick just literally, he said, I'm not saying anything else. Talk to me in DMs. And then he drops fucking three DMs after that. No, sorry, 3 group messages after that, stating facts that can be used against him in court. Nick is making statements about the guns and where they are and what they were doing. And he's making these statements in a fucking group DM. This guy is retarded. This guy is retarded. He's a fucking idiot right now. And I can tell you right now, I'm much nicer than a lot of these motherfuckers in here, because a lot of the people in this group text are fucking clout goblins. I'm going to say that. They're going to fucking take advantage of this.
So he's in the group chats talking about his guns and giving crucial details to stuff that could be used against him in court. What is he doing? I mean, Legal Mindset puts it perfectly. He's being a fucking retard. Like, what is happening? I feel like if we play a game here, we close our eyes and we wake up and we're in Nick Rekieta's shoes right now, the best option would be to deactivate everything, turn it off, or at least just log out of everything from all your devices. Stop this incessant talking and responding. It's absolutely ridiculous. Stop interacting with this shit. You're going to be getting criticism and backlash. It's inevitable. It's going to be happening. And it gets even worse here too. Like this person tweeted, sounds like the children's welfare was used as a pretext to search for contraband to me. Search should have stopped once the children were accounted or otherwise. And Potentially Criminal, who's another legal YouTuber, responds, no. They saw Nick displaying signs of drug use and used the 521 streams as proof. Nick fucked himself. And Robert Barnes replies, you're a grifting joke, stick to analyzing anime. And Potentially Criminal says anime sucks back. All right. But the reason I bring this up is because Nick Rekieta liked this tweet calling this other dude a grifting joke. He's also liking tweets representing himself as the ultimate victim on a cross being crucified, and that the raid was unconstitutional and an overreach. And I mean, regardless, we'll have to see how it plays out in court. Maybe he has a case that it was unconstitutional. If it turns out that all the child abuse stuff was all totally a lie, then, I mean, that's how it goes. If he wins the case, then he wins the case. But as it is right now, I don't feel like it's a crazy thing to say that this guy should be, at minimum, not on the internet, and at most, taking responsibility, but he's not doing either of those things. And I can't imagine that that will end up good for him. Maybe somehow he'll beat everyone who's against him, but I'm just not seeing the vision right now. Instead, I'm seeing him schizophrenically rambling on Instagram, Locals, Twitter. He even made a post replying to Medicare, where Medicare quote tweeted a stream that Steel Toe went on saying, Nick would trash Vic a lot. He'd trash his sexuality, said it wasn't his fault, it was Vic's fault. Bro. And Rekieta responded, yeah, right. Now this guy is a calculus equation as credibility approaches negative infinity, which I don't even know if he's talking about Medicare being uncredible or Steel Toe. I have no idea. But everyone is in his replies telling him to log the fuck off. Don't read the online stuff. Focus on real life. Don't let people bring you down. Bro, just log off. What would you tell a client who goes right to commenting on speculation online? Stay off social media. So everyone is just telling him to back off. Even a lot of people who are supporting him are telling him to chill and just quit posting. So I don't know. This whole situation is absolutely crazy. This guy obviously needs to get his shit together. I mean, we're past the point of saying that. I mean, he's pretty much put his feet in the sand and decided that he's not budging. He's going to keep doing what he's doing, which is responding to people online, even though that's probably against his best interest. But we'll see. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're at 1 week now with daily videos, so huge shout out to all the support, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.